What's up, witches? Welcome, welcome. Come on in the building. Welcome to Tea and Tarot. I know that medium Lauren was hanging out early, ready for this reading. What's up? What's up? Yes, the energy has been thick. Okay, thicker than a snicker. Okay, come on in the building, everybody. What is up? What is up, witches? Woo! What a day, what a week, what a past couple of weeks, I gotta tell you. This reading today, woo, I need these messages. So I can only imagine how you guys are feeling. The level of transformation that I have undergone just in the last 2-3 weeks is outrageous. Hey, Ma'at, welcome, welcome. What's up, YouTube? How we doing? Great to see y'all. Come on in to Tea and Tarot. Get your tea. Okay, if you don't have yourself a cup of tea, go grab yourself a cup of tea. If you're not a tea person, that is okay, but we are very big on the tea around here. All right. I'm going to say hi to our bunker witches. What's up, bunker? Ooh, for those of you who are new around here, I am Allie Kravitz, aka Bronx Witch. I'm the founder of Witchwork, the only co-working space for spiritual and wellness practitioners in New York City. I'm also the CEO of BetterWitch Coaching, which is a platform for spiritual and wellness practitioners. I offer classes and coaching to help you level up your spiritual business so that you do not have to decide between survival and serving your communities, okay? Spiritual work is work, and you should be getting paid. And if you are not getting paid or you are not getting paid enough, then there's a really good chance that you just never signed up to be a business person, because guess what? That is not why 99% of us become healers and readers and leaders and mystics. We do it to serve our community. However, if you are going to be able to sustain doing that work, then you have to find a way to make it sustainable, to make it profitable, etc. And that is what I teach people to do, because I was able to do that for myself over these last 5 years. The bunker, which you see on the screen right now, is you're looking at the Hall of Magic, our newly designed room, one of many rooms in the bunker. The bunker is my virtual membership space for the serious practitioners, for the practitioners out there that need group coaching, that need community, that need education and resources. This is a space for you. For those of you who have been saying, oh my gosh, I'm a business witch and I need a business bestie, I need other entrepreneur friends. That is what the bunker is. 85 witches in there right now, all wanting to connect with each other, all wanting to get access to the knowledge, the resources that each of us have and that I am able to share. Okay. And especially if you are a witchpreneur and you feel like one-on-one coaching is something that you either are not ready for, or perhaps it's not in your budget at the moment, the bunker is a really cost-effective way for you to still get education and make progress in your business while you prepare yourself to level up and step into perhaps one-on-one coaching. So the bunker is the place to be. In the description of this video, you'll find a link to join. It is free to join for the first 7 days. So join us, take a look around, check us out, see what it's all about, find the value there. And if it's not for you, peace out. It's all good. No harm, no foul. I do not take it personally, but I think you're going to want to stick around. And I wanted you all to see what one of the rooms in the bunker looks like, because I have designed some beautiful, engaging virtual spaces for us to hang out, to work together, to learn together. And so the bunker witches are hanging out in what is called the Hall of Magic, tuning into this reading behind the scenes. And when I'm done reading for the collective here on YouTube, I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube and I'm going to go behind the scenes back into the Hall of Magic to take one-on-one questions from all of the witches that are in there right now. So it's definitely the place to be if you want a personalized reading from me today or any month where I am live for Tea and Tarot. Hey, my aunt, you said I met you in New York City. Oh, yay. Oh, my goodness. Hey. Yes. Hi, darling. How are you? It is so wonderful to have you in the room. And it was a real pleasure to meet you. I had so much fun that night. I still haven't posted all of my content because so much has happened. I've had so many events since that night, but I am absolutely going to be posting a reel about that night so that I just sort of document and commemorate that day because I really feel like that was a magical experience. Okay. It is not every day that we get to go to the birthday party of a famous witch. Okay. And Boots absolutely knows how to put on an experience and a show for everybody. And it was fantastic as always. I don't know how he does it because my social battery would run out way too soon. But he showed up and showed out and gave us a great time. And seeing all that love in the room, there was probably like 40, 50 people in the room, all there with good vibes, wishing him well, but also genuinely wanting to connect with everybody. And it was amazing. You did. Oh my gosh. I love that. When people tell me that they like dreamt about me or they had a message come through for me, I'm always open to receive those. They really, really, it means a lot to me that other people's spirits would talk to them about me. Like that really touches me very, very deeply. You know what I mean? Human beings are cool. It's great when humans have something to say about you, but when somebody's guides or somebody's ancestors come through and say, I want to tell you about this little black girl in the Bronx that calls herself the Bronx Witch, like, then I'm really like, oh, damn. That really means a lot. So I love that I was in your mind afterwards, and you've been in my thoughts and heart, and everybody who was there that night, for real. So much fun. So tonight, what we are going to be doing, and what I do every full moon, is I come live here for tea and tarot. Okay, so grab yourself a cup of tea. Be prepared to receive the messages that are going to come through from spirit for you. I was getting a very big Egyptian vibe. Inbox me for sure. Very big Egyptian vibes tonight. So we've got a couple of decks. I have 3 decks here, which is not usual. So the message is going to be big. I can already tell you that. Last time, I think I went around all of the zodiac. We're not going to do that tonight because we'll be here all night long, especially with 3 decks. And I want to get into the Hall of Magic for one-on-one readings with anybody in the bunker who wants them. But I was getting a very strong Egyptian vibe. So right off the bat, oh shit, look, and the picture in the background, you can see the Egyptian, the one Egyptian card in that background picture. That's crazy. So I don't know if this is connected to my spirit team. I don't know if there's somebody in this room that's going to be receiving a particular message today. Some of you, probably not all of you, but certainly some of you have some type of connection to Egyptian ancestry, Egyptian history, North African energy, because all of these decks have that same theme running through them. So I'm going to be pulling from Miss Cleo's tarot deck. And that's so funny that you're here, my dear, because Boots is also somebody who honors the ancestral spirit of Miss Cleo. Not everybody puts respect on Miss Cleo's name. Okay, but Boots is one of the people that, like me, puts respect on Miss Cleo's name, because none of us tarot readers on YouTube, on Instagram, would be doing anything, and we certainly wouldn't be making money doing what we do if Miss Cleo did not do it first and did not take the brunt of the heat of being one of the first to do it. So we shout out and we honor Miss Cleo, regardless of what you feel about her and the choices that she made in her life, professionally, spiritually, etc. What we do know is she took the heat. She did it first, and there would be no Boots, there'd be no Bronx Witch if there was not a Miss Cleo first. So I actually sent this deck to Boots as a birthday gift, or a Christmas gift, no, a birthday gift a couple years ago. So that's so crazy that this would be the deck that would call to me today. I haven't read with it in like almost a year, so that's wild. So I'm going to be pulling from Miss Cleo's deck. And yes, that's right. Miss Cleo designed her own tarot deck. Not only was she one of the first tarot readers to make tarot reading a public profession that wasn't behind the scenes, She was one of the first people to ever design her own tarot deck with Egyptian, aka African characters. She redesigned the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck with African characters. Okay, so shout out to Miss Cleo. Everybody makes a deck nowadays, but that was not the case back when she came on the scene. Then I'm going to be pulling oracle cards from 2 brand new decks that I just received, or that I bought and received. First of all, shout out to Marcella Kroll. This is the Sacred Symbols for Divination and Meditation Oracle deck. I'm not sure which edition this is. She has made several editions, but I have been wanting to get my hands on this deck for the longest time, and she stays being sold out. Okay. And it just so happened that I got invited to help teach a candle magic class. This happens every time. I got to get YouTube Premium. I got to do it. I'm going to do it. It's like $13 a month. I'm going to do it. She stays selling out, but I got this particular deck. I was invited to help kind of like co-facilitate a candle magic class at a beautiful shop in Brooklyn called Mind and Manifest. I believe. I hope I got that right. Beautiful, beautiful shop. And they had these decks available. And I said, oh my goodness, finally I can get my hands on it. So this is brand new. Haven't even taken it out of the paper. And then I had the honor of teaching my orphan ancestry class down in New Orleans last weekend, where I was invited to teach at the Christian Witches Convention hosted by Reverend Valerie Love. And one of the other facilitators there was Reverend Ashley H.A. Williams. And she has this beautiful deck called I Am Divine Guidance, and another new deck. Haven't even really broken it out of the box yet. And this deck kind of blends, as far as I can tell, some African and Egyptian symbology along with Bible passages and biblical teachings, because of course it was the Christian Witches Convention. So there were a lot of ordained ministers, reverends, pastors, Christian practitioners. I am not Christian myself, but I was very happy to teach at the convention. And I love me a Christian witch. I always get along with them. And so I'm very excited to see how this kind of plays into everything. And for those of you that either consider yourselves Christian, have a relationship with Christ consciousness, or perhaps you practice hoodoo, and so therefore maybe Bible passages and scripture are a part of your practice, then this deck might be particularly helpful for you. So let's pull these out of the box. These oracle decks are brand new. And oracle decks in general do not follow a system like tarot. They are specific to the decks themselves. So I'm going to keep the books right next to me, because I will need to refer to the books to see what the creators of these decks meant behind some of these images. Okay, so we're going to do that. Hey, Betty, long time no see, darling. I pray that you're well. All right, so I'm going to pull these out of their wrappers, and I'm going to quickly cleanse, okay, because you know we do not just get into messing around with spiritual tools without first cleansing and consecrating them, cleansing them to release them of any energy that they're carrying with them from anybody else who may have handled them. Hey, Lauren Berg, welcome. And consecrating them in order to give them the instruction to serve as a tool for divination for me, because otherwise they're just pieces of cardboard with pictures on them, okay? So while I am cleansing and consecrating these really quickly, I want you all to say what's up in the chat. If you're in here, there's like 10 of y'all in here, say what's up. If you are in fact prepared with your cup of tea, please let us know what you are sipping on. I've been in a big clove era right now, so I am drinking my tea Skinny Spice, which you can get in my Etsy shop. But I have added cloves to it. That's been a recurring theme for me. So I'm channeling that energy, and I added a few pieces of clove to it. So drop what you're drinking down in the chat while I take a moment to cleanse. Okay. Bunker Witches, if you're wondering what that beautiful room on the screen is, that is the newly designed Hall of Magic for my Bunker Witches. my private virtual membership space for my witchpreneurs. So if you are a practitioner and you are looking for support, community as you grow your spiritual business, the bunker is where you want to be. And when I'm done doing this collective reading for all of y'all who are tuning in on YouTube, I'm going to go and take one-on-one questions from the bunker witches. So if you would like to get a reading from me, being in the bunker is a great way to do it, because you basically can get a free reading from me every month when I go live for these full moon tea and tarots. So that's a little, I don't gatekeep. I always like to let people know how you can get a deal. Okay. So if you're like, oh, girl, I can't book you for a one-on-one session, join the bunker and you can get a reading every single month while you also level up your spiritual business. So it's quite a win. Okay. In the name of the Lord and Lady, I give honor and thanks to the angels, ancestors, spirits, guardians, and guides who brought these cards my way. I cleanse these cards of any energies that they might be carrying with them, or from anyone else who may have interacted with them, even from their creator. I charge these cards with tools of divination for me to allow me to connect with my spirit guides and spirit teams, to receive the messages directly at most clarity that are guiding and providing me with direction and allow me to share those messages with others. May I always understand these cards, may they always serve me, and may they always communicate with me clearly. Yes, I will. So let it be. This might be relevant to some or all of you, but there's a very strong eye motif just being repeated in the very outside of the cards. So for some of you, you might already have maybe some type of an eye tattoo. You might be thinking about it. You might be wearing evil eyes, the eye of Horus. You might even be wearing like eye makeup in a symbolic way lately. But there's a message of the eye just automatically coming through. Hey, Quita, what's up? Hey, Quita girl. Quita, you joined the bunker, girl. You can go ahead and join the Hall of Magic, honey. You see that room on the screen? That's where the bunker witches are right now. So if you want to get a one-on-one, instead of watching on YouTube, go into the bunker and join the Hall of Magic because you are a bunker member, love. So you are going to get a private reading after this collective if you would like. Hey, Baron. It's not that type of show, Maria. This is a collective reading for everybody here. If you would like a one-on-one, then you would need to be in the bunker, in the Hall of Magic with the other witches waiting for me to come and join them. This is going to be a collective reading for this full moon coming up in the sign of Sagittarius. And I'm a little bit early because the downloads that were coming through were hitting me already last week. And I was just like, forget it. I'm not going to wait until Thursday. I'm just going to do this and get these messages. Also, for those of you that might be wanting to do some type of a ritual, some type of release, some type of prepare for what this full moon holds for you, I wanted to make sure I got these messages to you so you had enough time. Okay, so what's up, everybody who's coming in the building? This is Tea and Tarot. Drop your tea down below if you are having some. I saw who was drinking some hibiscus. Laurenberg has hibiscus, cleaver, and red clover. Ooh, nourishing your blood. I love that. Betty is having some water and some cannabis, one of our favorite herbs. You know it. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Maria. That's really sweet, baby. This is going to be a collective reading. And I want to make clear for those of you who are new here. Thank you so much for that, Betty. That is so sweet, my love. I appreciate you. I almost never get super chats. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think the internet makes it really easy for us to get comfortable with like just receiving and not necessarily thinking about exchanging. So when I do get a super chat, it means the absolute world to me. These readings are free. You can book me privately for a reading if you would like, or if you want to get a monthly reading in the bunker, you can become a bunker member. So I do give these readings freely just out of what I feel is my purpose in this world. But when you guys do exchange that energy with me, it absolutely means the world. So thank you, Betty. I appreciate you. And I like your picture. That's not what it was the last time. I like that. Did you design that? I like that. Okay, forgive me, y'all. I promise I'm going to upgrade to YouTube Premium. I'm going to do it. I really am. Okay. So, for those of you who are new around here, greetings from Europa. Hey, Maria, welcome. So, I am Ali Kravitz. I am known as the Bronx Witch. I'm located here in the Bronx. I'm the founder of Witchwork, the only co-working space for spiritual and wellness practitioners. I'm the CEO of BetterWitch Coaching. I might have said this earlier. And I teach spiritual practitioners, wellness practitioners, how to turn their gifts into thriving businesses. Okay, because I want to see a world where the healers of the world do not have to work 40, 50, 60-hour jobs just to go and basically save people's lives, right? You are doing spiritual work. It is work and you should be getting paid, but not every spiritual practitioner understands how to combine business knowledge with their spiritual practices, or you might not have very much business knowledge like I did. I had to give myself a 5-year long crash course as I built my business. So I want to make it easier for spiritual practitioners and healers to do the work that they do. And these tea and tarots, I started way back when. Betty can tell you because she's one of the OGs back in 2019 when we first started coming together every week to sip some tea and receive a message. And I used to just do it generally for the collective, based on your zodiac sign and the moon phase or the energy of the big transits at that time. Now my purpose has become more clear. It's become clear to me that I am the healer of healers, that I am the reader of readers, that I am here to help the other practitioners get better access to their communities and serve their communities better. So my tea and tarot readings now are really heavily focused on career, on finances, on your businesses, on your practices. If you are not a witchpreneur, if you're not a healer, if you're not a practitioner, that's okay. You can absolutely stick around. There's no coincidences. You are here for a reason. So I encourage you to sit back, relax, get your cup of tea, ask for discernment from your guides, and allow yourself to receive the messages that are going to come through for you. And any of the messages that are related to the witchpreneurs, which you may not be at this present moment, let them receive those messages. Okay. But I do like to focus on my witchpreneurs because by emboldening and empowering witchpreneurs, I'm able to touch 10, 100, 1,000 more people than I would if I was just out here trying to do it all myself, right? I can't give everybody a tarot reading, but I can help other gifted readers access you and be more accessible to you so that even more people can get that healing, that guidance, that knowledge. So that's what I'm doing. So if you feel like you could benefit from a reading about your career, about your job, about your purpose in life, about your finances, about abundance, prosperity, etc., then you're going to love Tea and Tarot. And I'm going live every full moon to bring a reading for the collective and then going behind the scenes to chat just with my bunker witches who are hanging out in that super cool, newly designed Hall of Magic that you see behind you. Thank you so much, Laurenberg. Thank you so much for the OGs. I always appreciate when you guys help out the new folks that come into the room because they mean no harm. They're just trying to figure out who the hell I am and what's going on. And I know that spirit has brought them here for a reason. Okay, because there's no such thing as coincidences. So I appreciate you guys taking the moment to answer questions to help me out. So thank you, thank you, thank you very much. So let's get into it. So right now we are coming up on a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius, if you don't know, and listen, I am not an astrologer. Okay. I'd be just as lost as y'all sometimes. Okay. But I am a Libra stellium, and I am very much sensitive to the transits of the moon. So I tend to pay attention to what is happening with the moon, because that really informs a lot about where I am, especially emotionally. It helps me understand how to take advantage of certain energies, decisions that I can make, etc., etc. There's commercials for love now. What? Oh, live. Oh, got it, got it. Yes, I heard about that. Listen, that is not my fault. That is not my fault. I heard about that. Somebody told me that that's a YouTube thing. That's a YouTube thing. Okay. If you get YouTube Premium, I don't think it happens. And I'm about to get YouTube Premium for myself because I'm tired of these ads. Okay. So, they're trying to get everybody to join YouTube Premium. So don't be mad at me. Be mad at the YouTube. Hopefully they don't put too many. All right. So this upcoming moon, like I was saying, in Sagittarius is one of the most important ones. So I'm really glad that so many of you are here right now because this is the full moon that is probably the most relevant to the healers, the leaders, the visionaries, the seekers, the weirdos, okay? Because Sagittarius is the sign of those that want to travel, that want to get outside of the box, outside of their neighborhoods, outside of the programming that they have been told they're supposed to sit in, the box that they're supposed to be in. We are the ones that do things differently. And we often end up leading other people along the way because we learn and then we're able to turn around and help the next person that wants to get out of the box, that wants to break out of the mold. And this full moon is for us. And what this is, and what this full moon is going to do is it is going to illuminate for the visionaries, for the healers, for the readers, how you can level up and expand. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the most expansive of our planets. So I'm calling everybody out right now, and I'm calling myself out right now. There's been a lot of playing small. There's been a lot of playing small. My readers and my healers, y'all know damn good and well that you can just walk into a room and shift the energy. You know that you can say a simple prayer for somebody or simply speak a reality towards them and have that shit come true. You know that you can alleviate headaches, backaches, illness, sickness, even some mental disorders by speaking into people. And yet, for some reason, you are not taking that seriously. You are playing small. You are out here doing donation based this and $5 that. And oh, if you want to, and no, you don't have to pay me. And I just do it out of the love and blah, 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 blah. And you know you're playing small. You know that you're not leaning into your gift and you're not walking in your purpose. And that is why you are feeling so much conflict, so much drama, so much stress, so much strife in your life, especially when it comes to maybe your 9 to 5 or your relationships, your family lives, because you're trying to stay in a little box that is way too small for you. This full moon, which is happening on Thursday at, I believe, 3:44 a.m., is going to be illuminating for you all of the ways in which you are playing small and all of the things that are blocking you and that are causing these limited beliefs about yourself. Some of you don't believe you deserve to have money. You don't believe that you deserve to have a room full of people listening to you. You don't believe that you deserve to have people signing up on a wait list just to talk to you. Okay. And you could not be further from the truth. So this full moon, if you allow it, will allow you to see not only what those blockages are, but where they come from. Because 9 times out of 10, they come from our childhoods. They come from the trauma that we experience. We develop coping mechanisms in order to survive abuse, neglect, the trauma of our childhoods. And then we take those coping mechanisms on as our personality, and we think we have to stay that way. But you are not that little girl anymore. You are not that little boy anymore. You are not that little they, them anymore. Okay? You are not that kid anymore. You are no longer in that abusive environment, prayerfully. And if you are now capable of removing yourself from that situation or advancing yourself through that situation in a way that you could not as a child. So you don't have to be in that situation if you are still in it. So that version of yourself that you see that you want to become, you are absolutely able to become that. And it's time to stop hiding from that, running from that, and pretending like that's not the real you, because it is. And the reason why it's so important that you stop running from that is because the world literally needs you. I was talking to Bossy Bruja about this. Ayo, you might know her on Instagram as Bossy Bruja. She was at the Christian Witches Convention, and we got a chance to talk, and it was beautiful. And she was so passionate about how people are literally out here dying because you're not doing your work. I'm so serious. There are herbalists out here that can be curing people of things like fibroids, preventing people from having to get life-threatening surgeries, and you're not out here doing that work because you're playing small. So I don't mean to seem hyperbolic or dramatic, but people are literally dying because you are playing small and not stepping fully into who you are. That's a problem. So it's not even just about you. There are people around this world that need you. The world in general needs you. So if you allow it, this full moon will reveal where you're playing small and what it is you need to clear out of the way, to release, to let go of in order to do that. So the first thing that I am going to do is I'm going to ask Spirit, ask my guides specifically, and I want each of you to take a moment to ask your guides to step forward, because they've already been sending you these messages. You're just not listening. It may be because you don't know how to listen. You may not be able to translate when Spirit is talking to you because they don't speak in human language. They speak in signs, symbols, and synchronicities, and you may not be very fluent in that language, and that's okay. Or you may hear them loud and clear, and for whatever reason have fear, anxiety, etc. about listening. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to ask your guides to step forward and repeat the messages that they've been trying to get to you. Ask them to reveal to you what is it that is blocking you from being the most expansive version of yourself, how you can release those blockages, and how you can fully step into the version of yourself that you know that you are here to be. Let them know that you are open and ready to receive that message right now. And then I want you to prepare yourself to spend this full moon on Thursday of this week, allowing yourself to release what comes through that needs to be released, whether you like it or not. And prepare yourself after that release to start making changes so that you can be the version of yourself that you know you came here to be, whether you like it or not. Not the exact cards I pulled for myself. Okay. All right. Okay, well, we have some big Capricorn, Libra, and Leo energy coming through, first of all. So that's really interesting that we have earth, air, and fire all coming through. So if you are a Capricorn, if you are a Libra, if you are a Leo, this message might be particularly poignant for you. This message might be particularly poignant for you also if you are a number 8 life path. If you don't know how to calculate your life path, you can Google it. It's really easy. So if you're a number 8 life path, this message might really resonate deeply with you as well. So what are we releasing? What are we removing? 8 of coins. It is time to start working smarter, not harder. You need to release this idea that the only way for you to be abundant, the only way for you to be successful, the only way for you to grow your spiritual practice and to help others is by working. So especially for those of you who maybe have a 9-to-5 or have a family, spouse, etc., that you are taking care of, right now you are really feeling like, oh my gosh, there's no way I'm going to also build my spiritual practice while I'm doing all of that. But that is because you are under the impression that the only way for you to be successful is to literally be working 24 hours a day. And that is not the case. That is not the case at all. This is a season of working smarter, not harder. It is time to release your belief that the only way to be abundant is to work for it. Now, that does not mean that you are not going to be putting effort into things. It doesn't mean that you are not going to have to take the time to go and, build that platform or create that member space or get that booking site or print those business cards or make that presentation, whatever it is that you're going to have to do. But the idea that it has to be arduous, that it has to be painstaking, that it has to be all consuming, and that there will be no time for rest, no time for fun, no time to go out is not the case. Not the case. It is time for you to release this misconception about money and money's energy. Money is magnetic. Prosperity, abundance is magnetic. It goes where it is being attracted. It goes where it is being attracted. You could sit there like this individual and try to hammer pieces of silver into nickels and dimes and quarters. Or you could sit back and become a magnet and let them come flying to you. That's actually your choice. You think that the only way to get those coins is to literally sit there and bang them into existence. And Spirit is trying to show you, no, that's not the only way. In fact, it's not the best way. The best way is for you to attract it to you by vibrating on the right frequency to attract it to you. So before you can ever do that, before you can step into that vibration, you are going to have to release this misconception that this is the only way for you to get there. So that's what we are releasing for this full moon. I invite you and I encourage you to do some releasing work before the full moon happens on Thursday. You might do some scripting and write out all of these misconceptions about making money, making prosperity, abundance in your life being at the result of hard work, slaving away, no sleep, always banging it out, making it happen, forcing things. You might write that down. Why do you feel that way? How did you come to that belief? Was there something in your childhood or early on in life where you were taught that the only way to be abundant is to work hard, force? Allow yourself to uncover where this whole idea comes from in the first place, and then release it. And I was talking to Kimberly in the bunker before I invited YouTube in about the energy of air and how I keep getting this image of us releasing things in smoke and releasing things in air. So you might write all those limiting beliefs about prosperity and abundance and success down, fold it up and burn it and release it into the air. Okay, you might do some type of releasing ritual, but whatever it is that you do, I encourage you to release these limiting beliefs about prosperity only coming from unbelievable hard work. The air message is definitely coming through really strongly. For some of you, though, cutting is going to be the other way, cutting into. So you might write those things down and then cut that. Some of you might need to do a cord cutting, okay? Because I asked, how do you release? And we have the justice card here. All right, so some of you are connected. This feels very personal because y'all know I'm going through a divorce and I'm waiting for the paperwork. Some of you might have some legal attachments. You might have some business partners that no longer serve you. You need to sever your relationships with them. You might have some romantic relationships because there is an energy of romantic relationship with this card as well. So you might have a romantic relationship where the work is just not even. You're not being supported. You might live with somebody, but they're not carrying their weight. So the idea of you trying to build your spiritual business is completely overwhelming because you don't have the support you need in your home. And you might need to sever ties with that person. You might need to legally disconnect from them. This might be a common law relationship. It might be an actual legal marriage. It might be a symbolic relationship. But some of you need to do a cord cutting to release your connection to people that are not supporting you. And that's the reason why you think you're going to have to work so hard, because you don't have somebody there to be like, you working on your business right now? I got you. I'll make dinner. No problem. I'll go get the kids. You're good. You're good. I'll clean the house. You working. Do that. I'll support you. You don't have that, but you're connected to that person anyway. So we need to release that. For some of you, this might be a job. You might be in a job and you might think that you need that check in order to build your business. But the truth of the matter is, what you really need is to let that job go so that you can go full steam ahead into your practice. The clients, the customers, they are there. They are waiting. Now, I would never encourage anybody to just up and quit their jobs. I want all of you to be secure. I want all of you to be able to feed yourselves, house yourselves. Do not ever put yourself in a place of harm. Okay? Don't go quit your job and then be like, Allie said, quit my job, and now I'm homeless. No, hell no. Allie didn't say that. Allie didn't say that. Okay? But you might know that the job that you're in is not supporting you, is holding you back from what you really need to be doing. And maybe it's time to put in a notice. Maybe it's time to line up a certain amount of clients or customers, and you say to yourself, okay, when I reach this amount of money, when I reach this amount of clients, I'm putting in my notice. This might mean going to HR and letting them know about some things that are going on that are making it difficult for you to have work-life balance. Maybe you're at work 16 hours out the day, but you're not being paid for all those hours. Or maybe you're being given assignments that you shouldn't be given because they're not your responsibility, and you're taking them on rather than using that energy to go home and do readings, do healing sessions, teach classes, hold retreats. So for each of you, this will be different. And that is why we call in our guides to help us identify the messages that are for us. But there is a severing that needs to happen in order to release the things that are not allowing us to attract with ease. Okay. And then what do we need for the level up? What are we calling in? The strength. Look at how easy it is for her to control this wild animal. She didn't even have to put her flowers down. Okay, and we see once again this energy of the smoke. I'm telling you, a lot of you are going to be releasing into the air with incense or by burning to ash the things that you are releasing. She's barely even holding this wild animal, and she has it completely under control. So what we are calling in, the question is, what is it that this full moon is illuminating to allow us to fully levitate, level up? Yeah, levitate, I guess. Yeah, elevate and level up. It's this energy. It's this quiet, feminine strength. And for some of you, this is literally being a message to channel your feminine energy. You are way too in your masculine. Way too in your masculine. And this happens a lot. I'm preaching to the choir, okay? For those of us that are trying to build something, especially build something around business and around, that is in exchange for money, we automatically go into a very masculine space when we try to become founders and CEOs. But the real key, the real level up is to actually channel the feminine. Stop forcing, stop pushing, and instead sit back and control and attract. And it's so interesting too, because aligning with this full moon in Jupiter is Jupiter going into the sign of Cancer. And Cancer is a very feminine energy. I think of it as like the tough motherly love energy. So there's a tough motherly love type of energy that you need to be channeling, where you don't take no shit, but you don't lose that gentle, receiving, inviting, attractive energy of the feminine. Let me know in the comments if this message is resonating with you all. Also, to let me know if the comments are working, because they haven't moved in a little bit. So I want to make sure you're not frozen. Now I want to ask for messages from these two oracle decks. That tarot deck is the Miss Cleo tarot deck. Strong Egyptian vibes coming through today. Okay, good. The comments are still working. Thank you, Betty. So I want to receive an oracle message. I want to receive affirmations and instructions. Asking Spirit for affirmations and instructions. Okay. Affirmations and instructions. Listening intently. Okay. Thank you, Laurenberg. Affirmations and instructions. Okay. I'm also pulling from the divine, I am divine guidance cards for those of you that work with scripture, for my Christian witches in the room, my hoodoos, asking for some biblical guidance, some Christ consciousness guidance on how to release these blockages and level up on this strawberry moon. Didn't I say at the beginning that there was a message of eyes? That there was something about seeing and eyes? Okay, that's going to make sense in a second. So first of all, the messages that came through out of the Marcella Kroll deck in terms of affirmations and instructions, we have gratitude on the new moon. Gratitude on the new moon. Kimberly and I in the Hall of Magic, we were talking about candle magic. I know you mentioned doing candle magic. I feel like that is affirmation and confirmation that candle magic is going to be very helpful for a lot of you. Doing gratitude work after the release. So after you release those limiting blockages, calling in gratitude, being grateful for the experiences that you have had so that you don't carry resentment and hurt. Some of us are still hurting from the way we've been treated in our past, the way we were treated in our childhoods, the way we were treated in the relationships that we attracted. And it is not an excuse, but it is time to express gratitude for the lessons that those things taught us. Consider keeping, I'm seeing a journal. So consider keeping a gratitude journal, starting with this full moon on Thursday, all the way up until the new moon, about 14 days later. Writing every day what it is you are grateful for. Allowing that energy of gratitude to attract the things that you want, so that you realize that it's not work that's going to bring your abundance. It's energy that's going to bring your abundance. It's you being in a certain vibration. We've all said it, and we always have to say it over and over again, because sometimes even we witches forget. We get what we attract. We get what we are, not what we want. So if you want health, you don't chase health. You become healthy. You vibrate on the frequency of health. You choose what to eat. You choose whether to exercise. You choose what to drink based on what is in alignment with the vibration of health. And that will bring you health. Wealth is no different. You vibrate on the frequency of wealth, and you will have more wealth if that is what you want. Gratitude allows you to vibrate on the frequency of what it is you want. It allows you to become the thing that you want. That is what makes you a magnet. Like attracts like. You're never going to call into your life something that is the opposite of what you are. You are never going to call health into your life if you are sitting there with a bag of chips and ice cream every night. You have to embody that which you want to attract to you. You have to become the magnet for it. And one of the best ways to do that is through gratitude exercises. because it allows you to realize that you already have that. Whatever it is that you are wanting, whatever version of you wants to level up, you already are that. You're just playing small and you're not leaning into it fully. You're maybe making excuses, or you're repeating toxic patterns, or you're letting toxic people suck the energy out of you so you don't have the energy to actually embody what you're trying to be. For some of you, that's the case, and you need to get him or her or them the fuck up out of there. So keep a gratitude journal for now and for the 10 to 14 days or so up until the new moon, to allow you to vibrate on the frequency of the thing you are calling in. So first we release the limiting thoughts. We do a releasing ritual, a cord cutting, some type of releasing. And then we embody by expressing gratitude for that which we already have. Now back to the eyes. I said that when I first pulled out the cards, for some of you, there was a strong message of eyes, of seeing. Okay, well, the divine guidance card says, I am all seeing. God sees everything and is working it out. Matthew 6:22. So for those of you that work with scripture, for the Christian witches in the room, for the hoodoos, Matthew 6:22 is what you are going to want to pray as you release these limiting beliefs. Some of you think that the only way to get where you need to go is to work. And that is because you do not trust that God is already working it out for you. Your job is to attract. Like the moth or the butterfly to the flame, your job is to attract. It is not to figure it all out and force. It is to embody and attract. I am definitely going to be listening. I do not usually listen to my own lives. I am going to be listening to this tonight. Okay? Because I need this message too. This new moon, this full moon, has the right energy to truly allow you to transform into that vision of yourself that you see in your mind. I'm excited to see who actually takes advantage of that and leans into that and becomes somebody different. If you're watching this on a replay, or if you're here live in the room and you remembered this message 2 weeks from now, come back and leave a comment. Share your thoughts, share your experiences. Because I really feel like there is a significant chunk of you that is, by the new moon, not going to be the same person. The rewards for all the work that you've been doing are going to be flowing to you so easily. It's going to be like you're going to be like, who am I? What the fuck is happening? This doesn't usually happen to me. Ooh. Yeah. This is a big one, y'all. This is a big one. Okay, I am very excited to take one-on-one questions now. I'm going to be going into the bunker to do that. I can see that Kimberly is waiting in the Hall of Magic. I think a couple people said that they went ahead and joined the bunker. If you joined the bunker, you are going to want to leave YouTube and go into the Hall of Magic. To get there, if you just enrolled in the bunker, which comes with a 7-day free trial. So if you want to join us in the bunker, you can do so for free right now. There is a link in the description of this video that will take you right there. And once you enroll, you are going to log into your student dashboard, go into the bunker and click on events. You will see the link to join into the bunker version of this reading where we are behind the scenes in the newly designed Hall of Magic, our new magical hangout room. And I'm going to be taking your one-on-one questions. All right. For my YouTube folks, if this message resonated with you, please do like this video. You can always leave a super chat if you want an energy exchange, which is a beautiful way to say thank you for the message that came through right now, to say thank you to my guides for communicating these messages so clearly. If you're watching this on a replay, you can leave a super thanks, which is basically super chat for replays, okay? If you need a private one-on-one reading and joining the bunker is not for you because maybe you're not a witchpreneur, I still do one-on-one tarot readings, but I do have to say, I have about 3 hours in my entire calendar week that I set aside for one-on-one tarot readings and Reiki sessions. Sorry. Okay. It is become very clear to me that I am here to focus my energy as best I can on the witchpreneurs. So I spend the majority of my time now in one-on-one sessions with my witchpreneurs, helping them to build their spiritual businesses. But I do set aside a small amount of time out of my week for tarot and Reiki for folks that are not clients. So grab one of those spots if you need it. The link is in the description of this video as well. Okay, I will be back next full moon for our next tea and tarot in July. All right, so make sure that you subscribe to this channel. You turn on your bell notification so that you don't miss it, because I don't trust you to remember 30 days from now that I am coming live. You know why? Because I don't remember what I had for breakfast. Okay, your girl used to pretty hard back in the day. So I has a lot of shit I don't remember. Okay. And so I would need a reminder. So if you're like me, you probably need a reminder. So subscribe and hit the bell notification so you get that reminder. Okay. You are so welcome, Betty. Thank you, my dear. All right, witches, bunker witches, I'm coming into the magic hall. Get your questions ready for me. YouTube witches, it was a pleasure to be with you. I am so, so grateful. I want to give honor to our guides, guardians, angels, ancestors, and spirits for being with us today, bringing these messages forward. And I will see you all in the next one, okay? Blessed be.